On tonight's episode of the Holo Chronicles podcast, our buddy Kendall just got off the cruise. And by cruise, I mean the Galactic Star Cruiser Halcyon from the new Disney theme park live action immersive experience. We're going to ask him a ton of questions. I'm going to get pissed off about Walmart, and we might even spin a new sideshow.
Oh, my.
Josh,
Okay.
hit it.
Boy. Oh, I'm scared over here.
Oh, I'm so ready to get it on tonight. And by get it on, I mean have a great podcast with you, Josh.
Yes. Okay. You can get it on with me. Let's go.
Right there. We're not gonna...
All
right. Welcome to another episode of the Holo Chronicles podcast. We are your hosts. I am Andy.
And I am the Josh.
Josh, I am very much looking forward to tonight's interview with our patron friend, Kendall. Not only is he a cool Star Wars fan, friend of the program, but like I said in the intro, he just got off of the brand new Disney fully immersive experience on the Starcruiser, Galactic Star Cruiser, and he'll be the first person that you and I have gotten to talk to experience it.
I mean, there's not a lot out there.
No, it's brand spanking new. And what I'm really looking forward to this is that this is like we said earlier in chatting with him, this is an everyman's perspective, right? This is a Star Wars fan's perspective. This isn't a canned Disney employee produced, spiel. It's a fan that went, experienced it, and you in the chat can ask him questions. We'll try and put up, things for you to answer that we don't touch on. And
speaking of you in the chat, thanks for joining us as always. Like Andy said, throw those in the chat. We're going to be monitoring those questions. We already got one in, a good one from Saber.
Yeah. All the usual suspects, Framey Matt, Mr. Rez, Galanorian Saber, Scuba Pete, Jason,
JD,
just going Dale. Good to see you guys. Thrift. Oh, hey, Silver. Good to see you, Silver.
Rolando.
Yeah, Rolando always around.
And I think
JD,
Andy, don't we have something to give away?
We do,
possibly.
And thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah. Andy. Oh, Andy's butt. All right.
You might remember these from a recent podcast that we got from our buddies at Red 5 Designs. These are just some, I don't know, they're about 5x7 sized end credit art cards.
Sure.
From The Mandalorian. And we want to give these away. So stick around to the end and find out.
Yeah. I got a way. I know how.
Okay.
Ready to say?
Well, you want to save it for the end? So
we'll just tell them what they got to do, though. Then they can get ready. It's real easy.
Okay.
Andy's not sure because we wanted to do it now. All right. All you got to do is share this broadcast right now. So you can share it on Twitter. You can share it on YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're at.
Instagram.
Just share it. Yeah, just hit share. And then in the chat, we trust you. This is the honor system, and you're all honorable people. We know that already. So
let's get some folks.
Just put share. Just say share.
Shared.
Past tense.
Red 5.
That's it.
Yep.
That's all we got to do.
I can tell you guys too. I put in the description for tonight that we would be talking about the new second generation Polish bootleg book from our buddy Jacob. We're not going to get to that tonight. We've got too much stuff. We'll get it soon. It'll also give me a little bit more time to read more on it. But we want to devote a little bit of time on that book because it's just so unusual and so niche in the Star Wars collecting community, but very interesting and weird and cool all at the same time. Kind of like our TikTok. Shout out to the spoon.
Spoono.
All right. Josh,
are we ready?
Yeah. Let's bring in our buddy Kendall.
There he is.
Kendall, welcome to the show once again.
Yeah, it's great to see you guys again. Yeah, it's really nice to be on and be able to talk about this. It's pretty exciting.
Well, you've got your robes on, and you posted a few pictures on Twitter about being, on the Halcyon. Josh, by the way, do you know what Halcyon means? I had to look it up.
No,
because I wasn't totally sure.
I'm so glad, because if you did, it's just like, gosh,
Kendall, do you know what Halcyon means?
You know, I have to admit, I don't remember what Halcyon means. I think I may have read it, but I cannot remember.
That's good because there were more important things to remember. Good.
Oxford Dictionary says Halcyon denotes a period of time in the past that was idyllically happy and peaceful.
Oh,
right. Yep.
Like 2019. Halcyon.
Yes. Or it does have a second meaning too. It's also
Ramey put it up.
A bird in the genus of the tree kingfishers, native to Africa and Asia, known for their bright plumage.
It's because they're better.
I think both apply in this. We've got a very fancy Starcruiser that you get to go that takes you back to a time of idyllic peace and happiness.
Look at these other definitions; they're even better. We had Framey who said like better days or times, and then Scuba Pete coming in with misty days of past. Oh, Halcyon. Sorry, sounds like some Gandalf crap going on there. Let's do it.
All right,
let's talk to Kendall. I want to hear about Kendall.
Kendall, can you make Kendall?
Y'all make Kendall
big on the screen just so we can get the full.
Oh, look at that beauty! I'm going
so
full.
First, tell us about what you're wearing there, Kendall.
Sure. So this is actually an outfit I made for the cruise. I've been kind of thinking about this off and on anyway, but it's an outfit based on the High Republic concept art that they had. So it has like the logo on it, and has a kind of fun cape and everything. And so it just I made that with my wife. I kind of picked out the fabrics and patterns and adjusted patterns and things, and she did a lot of the sewing, or really all of the sewing. And I just helped with a lot of figuring out what needed to go together. And then I did all the painting of all of this like stuff on here too. So
doesn't it? Yeah, like Sayed Galanorian said, that just looks great.
It's
great.
Awesome. Yeah.
I thought actually
you bought
to be
it.
honest, I thought you know, that's what I would do. I'd be like,
it's funny. I kind of went for two costumes on the ship. I went for a Temple Guard outfit and High Republic outfit. And the whole idea, but the backstory was I was a Temple Guard, a remote Jedi outpost. And I actually pulled this out of the archives from the High Republic era, and I brought it along for the ship's cruise. So that was the backstory. So I also had a Temple Guard outfit, and I originally bought that from China, from AliExpress, but it was supposed to ship at the end of January. And after a month of not being anywhere, I was like, well, I should probably make something for it. And so I made a whole Temple Guard outfit, and then finally it came like just a week before the cruise. So
wow.
So that actually nice little transition into some of the pictures that you posted. We did, in fact, didn't we, see a Jedi Temple Guard?
Some sharp eyes.
Exactly. So that other outfit that you saw in the pics from the cruise, that was a Temple Guard outfit that I wore, and so that was the other thing, and that was modeled after like Clone Wars Temple Guard kind of art and stuff. So
a really cool and unique look too. So man, that's it. That by itself, Kendall, is impressive, and we could probably talk 15 minutes on that.
So well, and I'll just stay on a little bit. So tell me, when you talk about backstory, is this something that they encourage as you're going in? And I know we're going to get there, and I might be jumping the gun here, but as you go in, do they encourage that you show up with a backstory to make it a more immersive experience? I guess. Well, how does it start? I mean, what kind of information do they give you?
Yeah, the information at the start does encourage you to dress up. And like that even starts by them giving you a link to Disney where you can buy some special outfits that kind of spruce up, just even the basic wear that you have, like some Kenai Jedi looking tunics or a really cool robe looking thing. And they didn't really say anything about backstory, but I just wasn't sure. I just thought it would be fun to have something. And I wanted an explanation of why I would have a High Republic outfit on as part of this thing too. So just for my own peace of mind, I wanted some, real logical connection why I would have this other kind of era outfit even on. And so that was why I developed the backstory.
If you wield two daggers, you could be Assassin's Creed also.
Yeah, it's pretty close to that. In fact, one of the hoods that I bought to try and get the Temple Guard look down was actually an Assassin's hood, because it really looks like almost just like the Temple Guard hood. So
that's cool.
Very cool.
All right, Kendall, the question that's on everybody's mind. Well, it's twofold. How long? What did the trip last? And how much did it cost?
Oh man, sure. Let's do that for the end.
No. We got to get right at this. This is the question that's on a lot of people's minds. How much do we have to spend, and how much of a trip does it get us for that money. So I'm going to give you the floor here for just a minute. You can tell us as much as you want. I know you said these questions weren't off limits, so
yeah,
answer it in the best manner that you can here.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks, Mark, for that comment. Anyway, so yeah, so I'll just start with the cost first, because that's of course the big thing right there. It was me and my wife that went, and we had a standard room, and it was a bit under 5,000. I think it was like maybe 4,800, maybe 49. And then we did actually buy trip insurance because we were a little worried about one of us getting COVID beforehand, and then the trip, would just be gone. So we actually that did push it over 5,000. So that was the expense part. And then so for the duration of it, you basically get there around 1 o'clock on the opening day, and then you spend time in there doing story things and other things. And then I was up till maybe around like 2 o'clock, I think the first night, just doing stuff around the ship. That's not, you don't have to stay up that late, by the way, just to let you know offhand. And
time and space.
but since I was there and I did. And then the next day is like a full day, although part of it, as much or as little as you want, you go down to Batu on a shuttle, and you spend a little time there doing mission kind of stuff as part of the story. And then you go back on the ship. And you can go back whenever you want, or you don't even have to get off if you don't want to. But it is, for the mission stuff, it is a little bit of stuff to do on Batu that you need to do. And
can I pause you? Because
yeah, sure.
Tell me about, what does go down on the shuttle look and feel like? What does that mean?
Sure, yeah. So actually, since you're on a ship, and that's the way they think about it, as a cruise, you're going to a ship. When you get there at the port, you arrive, and they whisk all your luggage away, and then you go in, and you go into a little shuttle pod. There's actually an introduction.
You take all your weapons off too, right? And put them in the
you have to at least have them scanned first, but then you may put them back on. So they're at least a little better than the Mandalorian public transport you took. So.
Oh, good,
yeah,
good.
Okay.
That's what you get for what you pay for there. Huh?
Exactly. Yeah, if you're on a shuttle with a bunch of other people, but yeah, you're on this high-class cruiser. They just let you carry any weapons you like around. So, but anyway. Let's see. So so you get there and you go through a little introductory video that explains that there's alerts, and then there's alerts. There's the kind of thing you might actually want to worry about, and there's the kind of thing where you need to gather in the bridge because something's happening.
Oh.
They go through that to warn you about that. And then you get on a little spaceship pod with a couple other people. And you have some viewports on the top, and then that takes you up to the ship. And then you get to the ship and you're on board the ship. And so that's one pod. And then going to Batu on the next day, that is another little pod, although it's kind of different. It's a little bit simplified. There's no viewports actually inside. It is very heavily themed. Like there's a lot of, kind of distressed looking things, because actually it's meant to be a Batu transport really run by Oga. So, it's like really from Batu. And so it's a little more beat up, actually a lot more beat up. And it's almost like a subway car in a way.
Wow.
And in fact, it reminded me a lot of like if I were living the little loading screens from the Spider-Man game, where you're just kind of hanging out in the subway car for a few minutes while you're next to the part of your thing loads. And then you're on Batu, and you go through a little tunnel, and you're in Batu wandering around, and they give you a special pin to let other people know that you're from the spaceship, because it affects things that they might do with you. And then you get back on the pod wherever you want, and then you go back up to the ship.
Wow. So when you're in the pod, are there some bumps when you enter the atmosphere? Like speed bumps is what I'm thinking of.
It's kind of bumpy actually the whole way. Like actually, it's kind of funny because the pod to the ship from the main port, that's very smooth. But then the pod kind of going over to Batu is actually a little bit bumpy. Yeah. So that is kind of interesting that thematically it actually works with with what you're actually inside of. That's actually kind of amusing.
That's pretty cool. So how many days and nights was the trip total?
Right. So then it's 2 nights total, because after Batu, then you spend the whole rest of the day there on the ship. And again, I was up till 2, and then you get up the next morning, and then they try and have you out by around 10, I think it was. So it's really 2 nights, and it's like kind of almost 2 full days, and really like a lot of extra time if you want, just depending if you want to stay up late, or if you're willing to like maybe short the 2 trip a little bit too. You get sort of extra time on the ship as well.
So when you're in Batu, like, do you get any special privileges, front of the line type of scenarios, or anything like that?
I would say just maybe they treat you a little differently. Like all the cast members, that they kind of recognize the pin, they might say something differently or whatever. There's one little special thing when you're getting on the Falcon ride. You get a little message from Hondo saying, "Welcome, Halcyon guests."
Oh,
And that's kind of fun on the little pre-show thing they do before you go in the cockpit.
yeah.
And you do get lightning lane access for Falcon and Rise of Resistance, although you're in the standard lightning lane with everyone else.
That's fine. That's what I'm talking about. Those lightning lane passes are gold because they're sold out by 10 a.m. You know?
Right, exactly. And you just get pass to use whenever you're down there, whenever you want. And so you just have that automatically as part of your excursion. And you can just use that anytime.
That's money right there.
So go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm fascinated by the immersive qualities that you've described so far, which are getting on a shuttle, going up to the ship. And sorry, this is just all very interesting to me. Do they do the motions on the way up? I know that obviously going to Batu, you're probably sorry to break the third wall here, but you're probably traveling in an actual vehicle of some sort, unless they've built some kind of tram. I don't know, but do they give you the sensation of movement? You know,
no, it's only from the aspect of you actually are in a truck, and so you get the standard motion of kind of being in a truck. So it doesn't really have the drop feeling, for instance, from rides or anything like that. It does not have it. I don't think either of them have any hydraulics that actually do, like motion effects that you would feel. Like it's just kind of standard. So it's really just the aspect of the screen. And actually the transport to Batu, since it has no screens, it's kind of more like you just feel it detached from the ship, and then you're just kind of going along for a few minutes, and then you arrive in Batu, and you're just there. So
in vicinity of the hotel to the park, what would you say?
Yeah, super close, because it's right on the back. It's actually like right on the back side of Batu. So it's really, is it maybe even just like in hundreds of feet?
Oh, okay. So they've designed that, intentionally to really give you that quick access. Because I rode the Rise of Resistance, and that concept is part of it. You get into it. You rode that too, right?
Yeah. And the Rise of Resistance one is like way fancier. Like the transport to the ship is got two, like maybe like one by a 6 foot long sort of view panels on the upper parts of the ship, and that's what you're looking through. So it's not like big screens like you get in the Rise of the Resistance ride. So neither of them are really big, but they do have kind of some stuff going on, and it's kind of cool. You can still see the ship as you're approaching it through the pod and everything. So there's still kind of a cool way to arrive in the ship and really feel like you're traveling, up to it from somewhere. So
were you in costume the whole time?
Yeah, I actually arrived in costume because I didn't want to take any time once I got there to change, I decided. And I think that was a really good call. They do take you to your room. It's really neat, actually, when you first arrive. One of the things that's amazing, actually, is that so much of Disney has, kind of cut back on staff a lot all over the place in recent years. And this thing is staffed, there's unbelievably. There are so many people working in this thing. And as soon as you get into the ship, they have all of these cast members just lined up, and individually one will grab you and whisk you off to your room and show you all around your room right away. And there's your luggage too, which has magically appeared before you even ever reached there.
Wow.
And so that was like pretty awesome starting experience. It's just like right away you felt like they really just had a lot of people trying to help you out with stuff. And so that was really pretty cool. And then you could, just do a quick room tour to understand what the room is like. And right from there, you could just go off and start exploring. And that's why I had the costume.
Tell me about your room. You have a viewport in your room, right? So you can gaze out into the galaxy.
We got some pictures. You want me to pull them up?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, actually, while you're doing that, let me let's answer. We got one question from the chat. Well, actually, two from Framey. Framey's very curious about this. It sounds like he's booking a trip. Despite knowing it's a themed experience, were there any moments where you became completely absorbed in what was going on and the real world melted away?
There kind of were, and that was actually really up to, and again, this is kind of a staff thing, only this is the actors. They had really amazing actors working this thing, and honestly, they were just really great to talk to, and you did kind of get lost in the story at times, especially towards the end as things were winding down, and things, maybe some parts of it got a little more emotional, and you really did actually develop feelings for some of these characters that were part of it. Not even like the main characters, just like these side characters they had were pretty awesome. And so there were parts of it that were kind of like that were actually kind of emotional and really really, I mean, just really a lot of the story just felt just really grabbed you and really felt very immersive. Like a lot of the time, it was actually really exciting to go around and do things with these different characters and talk to them about different stuff. And there were a lot of moments where it was just really fun to be part of this story that was going on.
Was there a house band on the ship?
Well, kind of actually, because there's Gaia, and she is a musician. She's a big part of the story actually, but she's also an excellent singer. In fact, one of the songs that is from the Oga's Cantina soundtrack is her singing, but she has a bunch of numbers she does that kind of in a different variety of styles too. So it kind of keeps it different. It's not just like one kind of music really even, but the actress they had was an excellent singer, and they had really good music with it. And that was actually really good. Like, in fact, I've been on a lot of cruise ships, and I've always hated the cruise ship entertainment a lot. I've always been hated it so much. I just never even go to any show thing on a cruise ship anymore because I've always been disappointed and really dislike it a lot. But the actual songs that they did with Gaia were amazing. I mean, they did a super job of producing these things and writing them, and then just the performance of them was awesome.
That's cool.
That was very cool, man. You ready for some pictures?
I think we are. We have a few questions. I actually like, and maybe we'll throw this out there to see. I actually kind of like that you haven't told us exactly what kind of the storyline is. It's still mysterious. I don't know. I mean, there's people, we've obviously seen in the chat, there's people like Too Rich for My Blood, et cetera, et cetera. So maybe they won't go, but it's kind of interesting that you're doing a good job of a non-spoiler type of thing here. So
yeah, that's what I'm trying to keep it around that, to where, I mean, I will reveal like a little bit of outlines of the story eventually, maybe, or just talk a little bit more about the actors or something. But yeah, but it's so fun to experience the story as it develops that I really only want to give that to people that kind of seek it out.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just throwing it out there. We'll see. Yeah, I like that.
Max Rebo. They don't have Max Rebo on there, but they do have an amazing Rodian, I have to say. A Rodian in a full mask with actual animatronics as part of this mask, that like the eyes and the eyelids move and the mouth moves and everything. It looks really good. So
wow,
that's cool.
That's very cool.
Let's bring pictures to
yeah. So this is one of the actors actually. His name is Sandro, and he is a musician.
Fantastic.
He's a musician when you first meet him that has sold everything he has to try and get on the ship to just try and convince Gaia to play a song with him. He just wants to try and play one song with Gaia. That's his whole mission on this ship.
Wow,
that's really cool.
I mean,
that's a great outfit. I mean,
yeah, I mean, he looks great, and actually, he ended up. It was funny. He ended up being my favorite character actually of the whole thing.
So is this in the kind of the lobby area of the?
Yes, yeah. So this picture is taken in the atrium. This is the place when you first get into the ship. This is the first space you encounter, and it's really the main space of the whole ship. Is this giant atrium, and it's directly attached to the bridge. And then you go down some stairs to get to some other rooms, including the guest rooms.
Okay, so those rooms up kind of above your head there, those are just for look, or are they actual rooms up there?
They're actually more for story rooms. They're kind of for look, but there are a lot of story kind of stuff takes place atop that. Okay. Like the captain will make announcements from up there, or you'll see other things happen up there too. So
wow.
And then this is like the door from the bridge from that main atrium leading into the bridge.
Is that Jason Bourne?
Are those Disney people, or are they fans? Or
those are just fellow passengers.
Okay, nice. Exit. Oh, not written in Arabic.
So yeah, they do have a lot of airbrush around the ship actually. And then this is on the bridge, and this is pretty fun because the bridge doesn't just look cool. Actually, that screen on that bridge, that looks amazing. The quality on that thing is super good. In fact, it impresses me way more than Space 220. I went to Space 220 right after this, so I could kind of compare. And this is not as big. It's like maybe half as big, but this just has way more stuff going on mostly. And the Space 220 screen, if you've ever been there, it gets kind of jittery at times. It just has a few things, but even those few things will just kind of like go janky on you. And this thing, everything is super smooth and looks great. I mean, it's really high resolution and it just looks really clear.
Do the screens and the knobs, do they all have like a purpose, or?
They do actually. Part of the thing is that you do bridge training, and it's really like a ginormous video game for like 25 people, where you're all taking over different kind of stations around the ship. There's these loader things that are little bots that you move around and grab stuff and take it someplace. And then there's weapon systems that you can shoot stuff down. Like multiple people can be shooting stuff down. There's a whole shield station where it is like a big game of Space Invaders with like 8 people playing it all at once around a round thing. And they have a systems thing, which is like you're trying to control all these things to keep the systems repaired and in check. And they even have the thing behind me off to the right on your screen is the hyperspace levers.
Oh, those are great.
Oh, and this is like an amazing thing about the kicking off of the ship that I thought was the best part. I don't think I've ever heard anyone talking about this. I haven't watched all the reviews or anything, but one of the coolest parts of the whole thing was that after we all get together and gather in the atrium for like this sort of introductory muster, what they did to kick off the kind of voyage was they chose a family from the ship to go up there and be the ones to actually pull the hyperspace levers to send the ship off on its voyage.
Wow,
that's cool.
Very cool.
Hey,
Yeah.
and I do see your lightsaber there in this picture here.
There
Yes,
it is.
exactly. Yeah, that's the Temple Guard saber actually.
Hold on.
Complete with Babu Frick.
Yeah, and then I have him here. Actually, this is Kermit the Frick,
The Frick.
and
What?
his story is actually he's an Anzellan that's a distant relative of Shug, who was the original Anzellan ship designer of the Halcyon.
Okay. That's so good.
Oh,
I mean, you went immersive all by yourself.
yeah.
So
You brought Kermit the Frick.
That's fantastic. Let's see.
Babu Frog.
Oh yeah, and this is actually the little stateroom that was Shug, the ship designer's original room, and so he's standing by the Anzellan's original room there.
Well, that's appropriate.
Chevy, you'd call him Kermit the France. So good. Gosh, what's that?
I think
Yeah,
this is the
then-
last picture that I have here.
Yeah, and then this is one of the ones I just had to add this little note in there to support for Solo 2 because I kind of like this movement to try and make Solo 2 happen. So this is like really late at night, I think around 1 or 2 in the ship, and so I just decided to throw this up.
Is
there.
it dead at 1 or 2? Is it empty?
You know, it's surprisingly empty. I thought a lot more people would be up. I think the thing is that most of the people that are up at that time, they're all off in the lounge area, and so they're just hanging around in there.
The cantina.
In the cantina, yeah.
No, it's a lounge. It's high class.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Very cool. So I had a question going back to the display that we saw there of the the planet with the ships out there. How would you compare the resolution to like the quality? Because I found in Rise of Resistance it was really good, but it was a little like I was like, oh man, if they'd have really sharpened this up, I'd be a little more immersive. It looked a little, they're using kind of the Star Wars lines, grain a little bit to give you, which Star Wars has done pretty well, for their view screens when you're seeing it on camera. It's got a little lines through it, and that's kind of how I felt I felt like I wasn't looking through a real window, so you feel like maybe that was a little better.
Yeah, it was better because I would say it's definitely sharper than the Rise screen and just like way larger too. Like even though you're sitting in front of the other screen on the Rise ride, I mean this is like expanding the whole bridge and you can get right up close to it. It looks great. At one point they had a thing where a whole flight of X-Wings flew across your screen. It looked amazing. Really, it was a super excellent screen, that thing up there. So
is there a pool that is a part of this? I know you said that there's a lounge and there's
A back to
hang
tank
out.
at least.
Is there a back to tank you can go take a load off or a hot spring or something?
no, I mean that's kind of a part of the interesting thing is they're kind of hinting to you that this is not really a voyage for relaxing because they don't have those kind of facilities. There's no gym, there's no pool. There is the bar lounge.
Star Wars fans, right? The gym.
And then you're really just mostly spending your time either wandering around or just talking to their characters or just the other people on the ship. So
Cool. Couple more questions for you from the chat. This one from Scuba Pete. Did you find the data pad? Did you find the data pad use too much? Sorry, it wasn't on my screen.
I don't think so. I thought it was about the right amount. The thing is, you could kind of choose how much to use the data pad. And in fact, one of the things, I'm not 100% sure about this, but it kind of seemed like the data pad was not entirely necessary. Like apparently you got actual like sort of credit on that whole system that they had running with the data pad for even just going up and talking to characters. So if you went up and talked to a character and you helped them out with a mission on the ship, you could do that physically in person, and you didn't have to use the data pad. Like there was a lot of elements where you were going around with the ship's characters and doing stuff with them that was very physical and not on the data pad at all. And the data pad was helpful to understand kind of a little bit of backstory of the things and to kickstart missions and to tell you where to go to like get involved in some missions and things like that. But I didn't feel like it was too heavy, and you could kind of moderate how much you want to do by sort of which missions you chose and which factions you chose with. There's multiple paths you can choose to get involved with on the ship, and so that data pad kind of works with them. The only thing about the data pad that was kind of funny though was that it is like the data pad that is the same data pad that you use in Batu pretty much as far as like the puzzles go. So they have the same exact puzzles, like the scanning and the hacking stuff. And the thing is that I'd done that so much in Batu before that for some of the missions, when I went down to Batu, I had to, hack something, but I had the super advanced puzzle where I had to fit like 10 weirdly shaped pieces into this, space. And so my thing was like kind of hard to solve. And I had to back out of a few of them, where my wife, who had never really done it before, she had to put like 2 or 3 pieces into a thing and she was done. And
that was me. That was me. It was 2. I was like, I got this. I was solving.
So if you've actually done it a lot, you're a little bit hampered in that you have to do these more difficult things. But that's mostly on the Batu part. That you really don't use that as much on the ship, maybe a little bit. But
very cool.
But on the ship, the data pads are mostly kind of communicating with these different characters, like understanding what they would like you to do or them asking you to do stuff.
All right, here's another question from Matt. What was your favorite moment? Did you have a holy crap moment or a wow, this is it? Which there's another question that you can answer after that.
Yeah, that's hard to say because I mean, so much of it was about this involvement with the actors. Actually, it was funny going on. I thought my favorite parts would be kind of the food and just the overall space, and that was cool. But that was just a base of this amazing, like, constant interaction with the actors. I mean, that said, like there's a few kind of coolest moments in different ways. One of them was the one I talked about with them choosing this family to like launch the whole ship off. I thought, that was just an awesome way to start the thing. But the other thing was the sort of relationship I built up talking to that Sandro guy. And then just at the very end, right as the story was about to conclude, right before that happened, I didn't even know it was about to happen. I just wandered into the climate simulator room, which is pretty cool, I think, by the way. And I just happened to wander across him sitting there all by himself. Like, he was just sitting there hanging out. And I was talking to him a little bit, and he was making up songs just out of different, concepts. He was just making them up there. And there was no one else around for a little while. And then all of a sudden the alarms went off and we had to go up and see like the final moments of the story. But that was just like a really fun moment. And you could just have that any moment where you just wander around the ship and all of a sudden something's happening. Like there's almost no one around even experiencing this kind of cool thing that's happening.
That is pretty cool.
I will say the other like favorite story thing though was I was on the Jedi Path, and the Jedi Path had a very cool like kind of story ending to it as well. So
all right,
that's all I would say about that.
Non-spoiler. All right, we got a final, I would say, which would be a really good kind of final question from the chat. So now that you've had the experience, was it worth the money?
I think it was. I mean, it is really hard because it is very expensive. The thing was for us, it's 2 people, and so that helps a lot because my wife is paying for half of it too, and we don't have kids. That increases the expense up to around something like $6,000, I think, if you have kids, because they charge you a bit more as you get more people on. But for me, it was totally worth it because I mean, the thing is, it just makes it so hard about this price. Is that there's just nothing else to compare it to because it's so unlike anything. Like a lot of people I see comparing it to other cruises or other things, but it's just nothing like a real cruise. And the other thing that it's kind of like, but so much different than, is like if you've ever gone to other interactive theater things, like there's Sleep No More in New York, and there's other secret cinema things I've done in the UK, which are also amazing in their own ways, but they're just not at this level where they've combined really technology and just massive like dump of people operating stuff, and then actors, and then great story too. I mean, that's the other thing that maybe kind of gets lost in all this, is that they've written actually what I think is a really good story. And so that's fun to experience. Like if the story itself were kind of blah, that would like kind of let you down in the end. And it had, kind of a satisfying ending, and it kind of had multiple endings since you had these different paths you could do plus the main story ending. And so just overall, there's just nothing else like it. And to be able to experience something, to have them have put so much effort into the Star Wars thing, I mean, it was really worth it to experience this for me. In fact, so much worth it that I'm pretty sure I'm going back again sometime next year.
That was a question. So good job.
Yeah, that was a good.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of natural question you have. Is it worth going again? And the thing is, there's so much stuff that I kind of didn't know because I was trying to avoid spoilers. And so I didn't know to do some things or maybe to look out for some things. And just having done it once, I would interact with the actors like even more and do some other things a bit differently. And it'd really take like a different kind of story path too, a little bit. And I think it would be different enough that it would be worth it. And especially in a year to be able to compare, to kind of how it is now, I think would be pretty interesting to see how or what changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Kendall, do the doors open automatic when you come in, like the grocery doors, but they're Star Wars doors?
They got close to that because I was actually really worried. Like I was trying to avoid spoilers. So one of my bigger hopes for the whole thing was that they had sliding doors. Like that was all one of the few things I like really wanted but didn't think I would get. And all the doors for the rooms slid. Like the bathroom door slid. The storeroom for the hotel room slides. The only thing is that when you like unlock it, that you do have to open it yourself, but it slides shut automatically, so you get half of the action.
Oh, okay, so it's like on a rubber band. It'll pull it back.
Yeah, it's like on an automatic shut, and it doesn't have like limb chopping quickness to it, but
oh darn it!
But still,
not Mando style.
It won't come in. You won't hit your head on it on the way through. Yeah,
that's so great.
That's amazing.
That's like my favorite part of what you said. The doors.
Totally.
And actually, they're also they feel like high quality. It was funny. I stayed at this other hotel that's very new, right after the Swan Reserve, and it also had sliding doors in the bathroom, and they felt like super cheap compared to these nice, solid Galactic Star Cruiser
blast doors. Yeah, blast doors. You need blast.
Yeah, they're like They feel
when I go to the bathroom, I need some blast doors in there. All right.
Yeah.
And can you just break into your neighbor's room by flipping open the panel and shooting it? Can you do that, and then the door just opens?
Sadly, they do not. Although they do kind of have a thing where they have an escape hatch for the rooms that they have like a little chamber you can open, and if there's a real bad emergency, you could crawl into that, and then you would hang out in there until they let you out the other side of that, into whatever's behind that panel.
Are you what?
Yeah,
is
they
that
have
real,
like.
Is that for like real world emergencies or just?
Yeah, for a real world emergency, they actually have like basically a tiny like escape pod that you would crawl into, and then they would come let you out the other side of that.
Did you get in it? Did you get in it and take
I
pictures?
didn't try and get in it. I was actually kind of curious because I was just afraid to open it, like if it would trigger anything. I should have tried to open it at least.
Oh, you're damn right, man. The trigger away.
Clacks on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
good.
good.
Wow.
Well, Kendall, I'm so glad you went and you shared with us your experiences. I'm so glad you had a good time. And you know what? I guess that's all that really matters. You had a blast. You're open to going again. I guess that's about as high a praise that you could give an experience like that, is that you'd be willing to go back.
Yeah, for that.
Yeah, and the thing is about it too is that really like the people are comparing it to multi-day cruises or whatever, but it's like it compresses and almost feels like a week of experiences into such a short time frame because it just is so damn. I mean, the day after we left, I could hardly do anything. We went to Epcot for like one lunch and then we left for hours and just hung around the room. And
yeah, what a boring ass room you had to go back to, right? Huh?
And it had a lot of great memories and just so much fun. It packed a lot into a little package. And that was a big part of what made it worthwhile, because you go for an experience and they really delivered an experience, like just all around, just all aspects of it. They did such a good job.
Kendall, this might be the most important question you get about this whole experience. I know just from our interactions over the last, year or two, massive Star Wars fan. You've got a cool collection and you can see some of it behind you. We've even featured it once upon a time, I believe.
Yep.
And you brought your wife.
Yeah.
Did your wife have a good time?
This is the most important question.
Was she just happy that you were having a good time?
She was happy that I was having a good time, but she also really enjoyed it because she actually really gets into these kind of interactive things. That's a big reason why we've been to other stuff like Secret Cinema, especially. And she kind of really likes that, and so she was super happy that all the acting stuff was amazing. And she likes Star Wars, not on my level. She's not at all a collector. She does enjoy it, and she even went to all the trouble to theme a whole like basically kind of like a Dr. Aphra kind of outfit that
cool.
she built up herself from scratch. And so she was pretty into it. But she had a really good time too. She also really loved it. She thought they did an awesome job as well. She was really happy. And she was actually even the one that brought up going back.
Oh,
whoa.
Ooh, okay.
That's called a buying signal.
That's a green light right there. Is what we call that. Well, awesome, man. I thank you so much for sharing with us. This is a take, and this is an insight to the experience that I've not seen, in any sort of like authentic way. So, I'm glad the people that are watching us got to listen to your side of it, and from a real fan experience perspective. And I'm so glad you had a great time. Like, man.
Hey.
What
a great description too.
Yeah,
you did a great job, and your costume or your cosplay is amazing.
Yeah,
that's so much fun. It's inspiring too, because I think just hearing how you went about it may not have been something that I would have thought of to do. Is like, all right, show up in character, be ready. I kind of would have been like, okay, tell me what I need to do, instead of a little bit of like, okay, I'm gonna help the process here. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and actually, the funny thing was the High Republic idea too was actually I really wanted to do this badly, and so I just decided to do this as one costume even before they told anyone about it, the High Republic roots of the ship. So it just was like amazing alignment that worked out so well.
Very cool,
very timely too. Kendall, where can people find you online if they want to follow up with the question or just follow you in general?
Sure. Yeah, mostly I'm really hanging out on Twitter. Galactic Curator is my handle on Twitter, all one word. And then I am on Facebook. If you want to look up just Kendall Helmstetter Gellner, I actually have more pictures and things on there too that you can look up. And I actually am thinking what I'm going to do, because I did take some other like little video here and there. And I think I don't have a YouTube channel, but I do have a Galactic Curator handle on YouTube too. And I think I'm just going to upload like just a bunch of random small video fragments from the ship as well that people could just enjoy. Just for fun to see like little fun things that I shot. So I think that would be kind of fun. I have no intentions of like supplanting you guys or anything, but
supplanting.
Good luck, buddy. We got almost 18 viewers in here. So.
Yeah, that's right. You want the Monday evening late shift.
Yeah. Come on in.
Come on out.
Yeah, I really appreciate all your questions and everything. And like I said, I'm just happy to have a chance to share what a fun time I had with it. Because I really had a great time and I enjoyed talking about it. So
it's a good sales pitch for me, man. I know the money is out there, but I like and I love you guys out there. I like all the some of the Frances that were happening, but just why don't you just turn around from your computer or your iPhone or your screen and just look at all the crap around you and do a little math and then just decide whether.
Actually, part of the way
we love.
Yeah, and part of the way I afforded it, I have to say, is I actually like cut back heavily on my Black Series buying. I actually like skipped on a few waves to kind of help afford this. So, yep.
I'm a sucker for experiences. I always have been. I think it's a great way to spend money. Things go away, but memories stick with you, at least until you hit the old Alzheimer's. So,
yeah,
unfortunately, yeah. Then everybody's
cool and brand new. So yeah, no, thank you so much. That was an awesome description. I'm definitely sold. I will say I as a Disney Vacation Club person got a preview. I can book a trip to the Disneyland opening if I want to. So I don't know about that though.
We'll see.
I might jump into the crowd with the other guys. I'm gonna spend that money.
Maybe.
Maybe I'll just Kendall send me more pictures. We'll see.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you. Thank you. I know it's a little, just a little bit later than where we're at here, but really appreciate your time and thank you so much.
Thanks,
Yeah, happy anytime to talk to you about anything. So that's great.
Thanks, buddy.
See you, buddy.
May the force be with you.
And with you.
That was awesome.
That was great.
And I really appreciate it because I was like, Kendall is avoiding the spoiler. I like that. I mean, it would have been hard for me. I would have been like, all right, so Captain so-and-so shows up. Here's your deal.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you blast him.
You guys ready for a 3-hour recap? Because I just cut it down from 6.
Oh, no, that was so good because I learned a lot. I didn't know about most of what he was talking about until he was sharing it. So like
what was the question you asked in the green room? What was that? You asked one.
I asked him. I said, because this is how much I didn't know about it.
Oh yeah.
Was it?
yeah.
What was the Starship cruise on an actual boat that they had just kind of outfitted to make like a spaceship, or were you at a hotel? And see, that's how little I knew about it. I thought it might actually be a cruise because in my head, like, okay, there are Disney cruises. And so maybe this is just the Star Wars spaceship cruise version of
when they send you out on the deck, though, they have to put you in a welding mask so it looks like you're in space.
or no, they just tell you that you're, out on Scarif or something, someplace that looks kind of nice,
We've landed again. You can go outside.
This is not what's the island off of San Diego?
This is not Catalina.
Catalina, yeah. This is not Catalina. This is Scarif.
This is Scarif
flying by here. No, anyway, that's how little I knew about it. So again, man, Kendall, thank you so much for sharing. Oh, we're coming off of a nice high, happy feeling, good stories, just buzz, and I'm gonna bring us crashing.
Here comes angry Andy.
Gosh.
Andy, go on. What are you going to talk about, buddy? Andy, what's on your mind?
I got to grab something here.
Oh, boy.
This isn't.
Oh, boy.
This isn't even.
It's not even
the majority of it here. Okay. If you follow on Twitter, you know where this is about to go. About 8 or 9 months ago, Josh, back
8 to 9 months,
like so many of us, pre-ordered from Walmart a set of Clone Wars vintage collection figures in the style of the Tartakovsky Clone Wars animation, which I, as you know, I'm a big fan of.
Might as well have someone show up and beat your kid. Man.
Fast forward to this weekend. So I made the, I pre-ordered one of each of the figures. There were 6 total.
Okay.
And out of this order, I got 6 different packages over a 3-day period. They didn't all come at once. They came in individual packaged, one at a time, which I thought was a little weird.
That's called logistics, Andy. Okay.
Yeah.
It's how you
think
reduce
smarter,
costs,
not harder. Yeah. Anyway, so this was one of the bags. This is one of the bags that the figures came in.
Oh, you mean like on a cardboard with a
no,
the bubble?
It does have bubbles in it.
But there was a box in that bag, right? That contained what you.
No, there was not any protective other than a flimsy
Christmas
bubble mailer.
It would have been better if it was a paper envelope, probably.
Like it was basically in a lunch sack that mom made for school, and your lunch was in it. And Josh, in that particular one, was this Clone Wars Barriss Offee.
Oh, it looks great.
And I don't know if you can see, but the bubble is coming off of the card.
Oh, because collectors love that.
The bubble
that means you don't have to spend as much time opening it.
Somebody stepped on it, I'm pretty sure. Not only are there multiple creases in the card, but there is like a crease so severe that it's torn the card. It is certainly not flat. And this was the first one that arrived.
Damn.
So it was like, holy crap.
Because the card is so cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's just say for a second, I was going to give this to my kid who just had a birthday this weekend, coincidentally.
Oh, gosh, it's opening up more.
There's no way. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter at this point. I would not even gift this to a child because it looks like I found it in the garbage. Like it looks beat to heck.
Or at least a thrift store.
Or a thrift store, fine. But even
AKA Walmart.
So, okay, that was the first one. All right. The second one to arrive came in this box, and subsequent figures came in a box of this exact same size. Now, it did come with some packing bubbles.
Nice.
But
you'll not nice.
You'll notice that this doesn't exactly, there's not a lot of room for it, and it has to kind of roll to fit in. It's a little bit taller than the box's height. So it doesn't go in perfectly flat. And funnily enough, if they wouldn't have funnily enough, so this is how I found it. There was this bubble packing on top of it, and it was just shoved in. So on
oh, that's a good noise.
Yeah, on 4 out of 4 sides, this is bent. All right, the bubble is okay, but the card again is beat to shit. So and the thing is though, if they wouldn't have, they could put it in diagonal, and it probably it's still too short. Here, look at it, Josh. Look at it.
It's gross.
6 out of 6 figures came with creases or detached from the bubble or looked like they had been stepped on because they came in boxes that were too small or in mailer baggies that do nothing to protect what's inside.
Oh, that crease is really good right there.
Oh my gosh.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it comes up to you could like hold water in
it. Put it back for you.
Exactly. I waited 8 to 9 months for this exclusive pre-order that I will never see in an actual Walmart, because though we live by 2 Walmarts, Josh, how often do we get current or exclusive Walmart items? And I'll answer that for you. Okay. Don't even think about answering this.
Sorry, guys.
We'll never see it. The scalpers take over the pre-order, so it's incredibly hard to get a pre-order. Then we wait 8 months for something that arrives beat to shit, and I've paid my money for it already. Walmart reached out to me because I posted something about it, and I can't wait for them to see what I post back so that they can tell me, well, we're actually also out of stock, because many of the pre-orders have been canceled at the last minute due to lack of supply. Right. So all the way around, Andy grabs his ankles. You know what I mean? And not the fun way either, Josh.
Is there a fun way? Okay.
I
mean, I'm sure there is. I like to stretch too.
So not only has this happened to me, this happened to many of our collector friends that we talk with. I know our friend Jason in the chat has it happened out of like 4 out of the 5 that he ordered. I do know, I'm not even looking at the comments right now. I know that Paul from Paul's Collectibles, he miraculously went like 5 out of 5 good shape, and they came in a baggie and 2 boxes, so they'd like Walmart doubled Christmas. Up. So he was very fortunate. What that is?
That's a collector on the packing line.
Yeah. I don't know. That's good clean living is what it is. Our friend Scuba Pete went through, after continued negative experiences with exclusive pre-orders that come crap. He went through and he deleted about $500 worth of pre-orders that he had from Target, Walmart, from other places. He'd had enough. And I think I contributed to that. And I'm glad I did. I went through and I canceled some pre-orders that I have lingering around. I've said this for a while. I'm done shopping at Walmart in stores. I'm now done with pre-orders from Walmart, any online experience. Thank you. No, you will be receiving no more of my money. I am probably going to really, really limit any modern Star Wars collecting that I do and just stick with vintage. Start getting weird stuff from vintage.
It's really hurt you. Now, could we pivot a little bit on that? Okay, we're dealing with a.
Don't you dare try and find a silver lining
I'll
to
find.
this.
I'm gonna
you
pivot.
Son of a bitch.
I'm gonna pivot because while you may not consider them, let's say, like a local business mom and pop, I wouldn't. I mean, because they're definitely pretty big as far as collecting goes. But wouldn't you say like maybe you could only patron like some of those, like a Entertainment Earth, right? Like
Yes.
you know that Entertainment Earth understands who they're servicing and who they're selling to. And I've never received a bad package for Entertainment Earth that wasn't obviously the shipper's fault. Like it was crunched on the side. That's not their fault, right?
This wasn't a packing snafu.
No,
this
no.
was
this was just bad shipper.
Fell off the back of the truck.
Guy
and
stomped on
Subaru
it.
drove
Ace
over.
Ventura that shit right up to my front door.
You know what? There's truth to that because I, like you, have not had a bad experience at all with Entertainment Earth.
You're angrily chewing your ice right now, so I just need you to calm down.
All right,
okay.
All right. I will stop
Okay?
chewing my
Just calm
ice.
down.
So maybe I won't write off Entertainment Earth, but gosh dang it, I am so done with pre-orders that take forever. I mean that this is not the first time this has happened. This is if I'm sure this would happen again if I continue to do it, and it just makes me mad. And me being mad is not worth the $13.
Right. And well, the $13 is not what matters.
No,
the figure, the enjoyment that you get, the pristineness of the packaging, you deciding whether to leave it in the box or take it out and play, all that stuff. We had a good comment here from Dave's Dimension. It's why he rarely pre-orders. They cancel, either Walmart will cancel your order, it comes smash, and then he's giving a plug. This is my point to the big bad toy store,
right? Yeah,
and
I'm aware of this.
You pay a little bit more, right? Because is it always about saving $2? Because this is essentially what we're dealing with in a Walmart. Yeah. Walmart's made a massive corporation on undercutting prices by cutting costs and corners, right? And this is some corner cutting going on right here. Whereas
it's corner shoving is what
we're not going to buy a box that's big enough for the items that we're sending you. We're just going to stuff them in because you should be opening these up and playing with them, right? Et cetera.
Yeah. So I really like the cards of these. That's why I bought them, for the cards. These are ultimately repacks of figures that have been out before, but they're on cool cards.
Yeah, it's the cards. And you lost. And you lost.
I lost
on all fronts.
6 out of 6.
Yeah.
Not 1 out of 6. 6 out of 6. So I'm done with you, Walmart. Done.
Will you still be getting your diapers there, though? Not your well,
my adult diapers.
Soon enough.
We'll see. At that point, I'm probably not paying my own bills anyway. So.
It is discouraging, though. It is discouraging. I guess if you were like, what would be a comparison, Angry Ice? What would be a comparison to like collectors like us in another thing that Walmart is shipping poorly? I don't know.
I'll tell you.
What?
One thing. I've gotten frames. Like poster frames.
Okay. So they're just bad at shipping.
It's
because poster frames is a whole different animal. It's got glass
or acrylic. I mean, it could be plastic, but yeah,
all right. Okay, so shipping at Walmart, not good.
It's been suspect for a while.
Okay.
And it's as they say, the juice isn't worth the squeeze.
Do they? Who says that?
I don't know. It's his thing.
I think your grandpa said that.
Maybe. He's right.
He's awesome. Okay.
All right. Kid. Okay. All right. So we had a great,
really
positive, fun conversation with Kendall.
Then the Starship.
Then we took a nosedive. Just a crash and burn, Mav.
Yeah. The Star Destroyer
into the Super Star Destroyer, or the Super Star Destroyer and the Death Star. Yes. Yeah, and now we're gonna end on a high. We're gonna end on a positive.
Yahoo! Is that what we're doing?
Woohoo! You got that over there?
Yeah, she's up and running. Oh, I didn't add it to the. I gotta go add it.
Okay, go add it to the stream real quick.
All right. I think we have a ghost. It's just a wiener dog.
We have a ghost Woody. Okay. All right. The last things that we're going to talk about are toys, right? Yeah. Toys and collectibles, which is our jam. This is our sweet spot. Do we want the fire?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we got to get the fire, Josh. And this is a collectible that arrived at Josh's house today, and it is brand new from Sideshow Collectibles. This isn't an older one that we just managed to get a hold of. This is one that Josh ordered, and it arrived today out of the box. Well, we should probably hit the music. Get the.
By the way, perfectly packed.
Shut up.
0 dents.
Shut up.
Oh man,
Josh.
this is a professional company we're dealing with. Well, we have to, but again, our timing is always the ass.
It was so good, right? Then we started.
Yeah,
talking.
then we start talking. That's what we do.
Oh, you know what? Maybe this is good to get this side of it.
All right, here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen. 1/10 scale Sideshow collectible. Boba Fett and Fennec Shan on the throne. Oh yeah.
Look at that. Look at that.
So good.
Yeah, if you ever want to drink something out of a blue bottle, you need yourself a throne.
That's right.
Is that a rocket on his back, or is he just happy to see me?
Oh, that's a rocket on his back.
It's
It's on the Jarek board too.
Come on, we're upgraded. Not sure why we're spinning this since the back is so great.
It's got a flat ass. Okay,
You're getting a couple different angles here. But
so this is a statue, Josh.
it is.
Oh yeah.
It is. What was my comment to you in the text? I said it showed up.
Yeah, and you're like, should have read it better. This is a
It's
statue.
like it's a statue.
These aren't posable figures, are they?
They are not.
This is
Well, there's one pose you can do. You can
Headless?
take off Boba's head, and you can kick Fennec off the throne if you want to. But
you want to stop the spinner and maybe
I
zoom in
do.
just a hair?
well, zooming in is going to be manual because we're in a camera situation. But yeah, stand by.
Oh yeah. She can sit on my throne. All right. Yeah, zoom in on that. That looks totally cool.
Hold on. I gotta go fully remote.
Do it. Oh, we're going full Blair Witch. The paint looks good. Interesting though, both forearm pieces are red. Shouldn't one be yellow or is that just on the repaint? They're both red now. I actually don't know the answer to that question.
Actually, her face looks pretty good.
Yeah, she looks good.
Sideshow is a degree up. Sideshow is a degree off from Hot Toys. I forgot it on my.
That's right. We can hear you all right.
Okay. So
what Josh was saying. Yeah, Sideshow doesn't quite nail the face sculpts the same way Hot Toys does, but it's still pretty good overall. And I do agree that the Fennec looks like Fennec. So we get 2 of those buckles. Do those move? Okay.
And then look at the cool. There's the blaster.
There's the blaster leaning up against the throne. That's an iconic pose right there. We've got a Red 5 design poster based off of this pose. There's a Disney poster based off of this pose. This is sweet. Same price as the Galactic Cruise.
Oh, absolutely. Check it out. Want to tell my joke? Want to see my impression of Jango Fett?
Josh's impression of Jango Fett, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Too soon.
And then that's how Fennec works as well. She pops off the throne.
So you can go Fennecless.
You can go no Fennec, but except you're gonna have her butt mark right there.
Okay.
You got a Fennec butt mark. Oh, let's take a look. Fennec's gun's pretty cool.
Yeah. She could bullseye womp rats with that thing.
Absolutely. There you go, folks.
Really cool, Josh. Really, really cool. Where's that going to go in here?
Yeah, I think it's a good piece. Here's the deal.
That's an eye level piece. You don't want to put that up too high.
Yeah, here's the deal. Like I said to you, because Hot Toys and Sideshow share a site, and they also do pretty good with sharing some marketing. I kind of blasted through this because the pictures are so cool. I really did not realize, because I didn't even read. It was just like pre-order. And this is what, a year ago or 6 months ago, whatever it was, 8 months.
Probably about when I ordered those.
Yeah, probably when you ordered those beauties.
Those Clone Wars figures.
But yeah, hashtag butt mold. But this has happened to me once before. Not directly, but I ordered a Saj. Kind of, I don't know. Maybe I'd been drinking that night. I just remember like 6 months later, a Saj showed up, and it was a statue, and it was absolutely gorgeous. My wife does not appreciate it. She's like, "How is that Star Wars?" Because there's like a skull. Should I show him just real quick?
I'll get it for you.
All right. So, and she was gorgeous, like huge. What is she? One half scale. No, it's like, I don't even know. You could hit the little lever on that. Well, anyway, there she is. She's just beautiful. Like, but we got this skull and like this root, this tree. So my wife's like, that looks like Dungeons and Dragons. I'm like, it's not. It's totally Star Wars, and it's awesome. And also, she can do a good impression of Jango Fett too. Her head pops right off. If you watch the old. We have an old review of that. But my whole point being is that I'm kind of glad I got a little bamboozled here just because it was just a click pre-order scenario for me. And it's awesome. Yeah, you're right. It's 1/10 scale, which is interesting. You know, all the 1/6 we have in Hot Toys.
It's just a little bit bigger than Black Series.
It is. It's right. It's right in this weird. Yeah, I can't sit like a Black Series guy on the other. I mean, like Django.
Coincidentally, I got something almost exactly the same as Josh this weekend.
Oh, you're not gonna. Oh yeah. Look at that bad boy. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, there's Fennec. Yeah. Except Bib is maybe not as sexy on that throne as Boba, if you know what I mean. And why is everyone shooting? Oh, they're taking out Bib. Got it. Oh, yeah. That's good. That's good looking, Andy. Who's that in the background with the pink hair? Duh. Did not know that. It's like oh, gosh dang it. I can't think of the name. Oh, come on. Girls just want to have fun. It's like Cyndi Lauper just showed up behind Bib, chewing her gum. You got a throne now, huh? Yeah, it's good. It's good. I like the fire behind him too. Looks good. Well, yeah, not from Walmart, Left Coast. Not Bib Fat Tuna. Oh, I like that one. The Execution of Bib. Now for kids.
That's Kendall. Kendall hanging out still. Not a baby.
He's making his comments.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay, so we had I think the full fan experience tonight. We laughed, we cried,
we cussed.
We cussed a little bit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh man, you were best, man. You were,
God dang it.
You were flipping A. Flipping A, man.
Son of a B.
Son of a B. Come on.
Wait.
Come on, gosh darn it. Come on.
Reminds me of a story about my dad.
Dang it.
Who does not swear. He's Ned Flanders. Right?
Zippity do.
He said he was talking about I don't even remember the context, but we were sitting at the dinner table. This was a long time ago. And he said those what did he say? He said those bleeping effing, but he said the real thing.
Whoa.
He said the real F word.
Whoa.
And he never swears. He's a proper man. He said the real effing, and then instead of saying bitches, he said bees. And
he
we
got
all
his hard
Yes.
words mixed up.
yes, and we all laughed. Because he swore, and he never swears, and he was sheepish about it, which made it even funnier.
Oh,
And then he said
bleeping
the
beast.
queen mother of all cuss words, but he thought to held back
Oh,
fudge. Exactly. And so we are all laughing. Why did you say the one but not the other when the first one was worse than
Way worse.
anyway?
Come on,
just made
Papa
me laugh.
Lemire.
Come on, Dad.
Watch your mouth. We'll put a bar
And
of soap
he's
in
never sworn again.
there. Well, look, few things I'm excited about. First of all, we got some stuff we were giving away. Nobody put shared in the chat. I know you guys are probably having your own chat. It's too late to share now. I mean, who's going to watch? We're about to end, but
we put a comment.
Put a comment. You know what we want. Like and subscribe. Just put actually put a hashtag Red5Designs on our Twitter page or at them on in a comment. Tag them. We don't care.
Or YouTube comment what you thought was most interesting.
There's 100 different ways to get
what Kendall
one of these
said,
sent to you. Yeah. So we'll take anything at this point.
And then we'll do a drawing and
send
it out
and just make up who wins.
It'll arrive on somebody's doorstep sometime in a week.
Hey, we got some packaging we could use.
I got some.
Use that. We could reuse that.
Hey,
envelope.
you know what? These won't fit in that box either.
No,
Let's shove it in there.
We'll fold them in half, stick them in an A1.
We'll fold it in half, put it in that baggy mailer, roll it up, and shove it in the box.
Framey's participating late. Thank you, Framey. He's
I
guaranteed to get one.
No,
already.
Framey shared earlier. I saw that.
Oh, we shared. Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah.
Scuba shared. He's hashtag shared. So
okay.
We got guys diving in.
All right. Well, that's good.
All right. What else? Any upcoming comments or anything like that? We do have. Remember, on March 15th, Star Wars Celebration tickets go on sale for the general public. Again, I bet they'll go fast because you know what those are. Those are the refunds. So get your refunds as quick as you can. Andy and I are going to be
do
there.
your taxes right now.
Yeah.
Get your income tax.
Yeah. I didn't mean tax refunds. I meant
that's what I meant.
I see.
That was a good idea.
It was a double refund. I see. The
No.
tax refund and the a-holes that refunded it because they were all going to die of COVID.
Double win.
Sorry. The force be with you. But yeah, it's we're super excited, and I think we've got some planning to do. We're trying to figure out how we get you gang together, those that can make it, and the gang that can't, maybe in some kind of Zoom.
Oh, we'll be potting live.
Yeah,
from Star Wars Celebration.
Dave's my friend.
Dave's my friend. T-shirts.
Yeah,
you know.
That's a good.
It's a good one.
Think Paul will be there?
I doubt it, but he'll be shooting for Avatar.
All right.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for following. Thanks for sharing with a friend. Go play with your toys if they're not beat to heck.
If they're not all trashed and Andy gets mad. Bam!